Up next on Inside ChampCar, Ford guys take on VIR. Welcome to this episode of Inside ChampCar. I'm Brian Bielanski. Joining us tonight from, I guess, all over. Bill is that way. And then, I'm so behind the times, Bill, because normally I ask this question beforehand. Joe and David, and I don't know how to pronounce your last names. Joe, how do I pronounce your last name?
Shurian.
Shurian. And David?
Simba.
Like the lion?
Like the lion.
Okay.
Yes. It still sticks this long later, this many years later.
That's all right.
You've never heard that before, right?
Never.
Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Thanks for being with us. And we ask everybody the same first question when they're first-time visitors with us. Joe, I'm going to start with you. How'd you get mixed up in this crazy sport we love?
Well, my dad raced stock cars, circle track cars, and I grew up helping him do that. And once I got old enough where they could lie about my age to get me into the pit area, I started going to the track and helping work on the cars and everything. And then when I turned 16, he turned me loose, letting me drive. And it's I don't know if it's been uphill or downhill. It's been up and downhill ever since then.
How dumb are our parents to let us do this at age 16?
Well, honestly, when I did it, it was extremely rare for a 16-year-old to get behind the wheel. I mean, back then, people were like 25 to 30 before they got behind the wheel. So it was pretty rare when I did it at 16.
When I started, you couldn't start until you were 18. Them's were the rules.
Right.
Now we've got, in the SCCA, we got a 15-year-old national champion. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, we had a 12-year-old at racing with us at COTA and Harris Hill a couple times. So and the kid's good. He's gone on to Europe and doing really well over there racing.
I don't think I could get my feet above to the pedals and my head above the steering wheel at age 12.
The worst part was a year later, he's 13 or 14, and at COTA, I'm standing there on pit lane and
looking up to him.
It was during the test day, and all these supercars come up, and there he is sitting in a Porsche 911 GT4 or GT. GT1. Which is the one on the turbo?
The GT3R.
No, it was the turbo 911.
Okay, cool.
So, but yeah, he's just giving people test rides around in that car, and I'm just thinking I have just done something totally wrong with my life.
Yep.
David,
same question to you. How'd you get mixed up in this crazy sport?
Let's see. When I was growing up, my dad drag raced, so I went with him all the time and kind of helped him. When I turned 16, I started doing that a little bit, but went off to college and I was away from home, so I didn't have time to really help him out or be involved in a ton. And then I'm off at I went to Kettering in Michigan, up in Flint. And, it's just a ton of car guys up there, so. You end up autocross and doing all kinds of other stuff that I'd never really done before. And anyway, you kind of passed along, and I went to school down at Clemson, and I kind of got out of it for a little bit, but then started working at Ford years ago now, almost 20 years ago, and it just, I don't know, it was like 2018, and a couple of us in the office thought we should build one of these things. So I don't know, it just started as I think we got a seat first or something. I don't remember. It showed up here, and we all said, yeah, we can fit in it. And I think it was this car that we all started building. I believe it was like the Mooresville High School auto shop work car or something.
Right.
So we bought $500.
The Mustang? The Mustang?
Yeah. And then it just evolved from there. So ran that for a little bit. It got sold. Rest of the team went on, built another car. I don't know. It was like COVID years, and I was involved with it a ton. But then after that, they were racing the Mercury, and I started helping them out again. And then that got sold, and then the vet got, and then I helped him build a vet, obviously, and then this thing was for sale again. I'm like, why not? Let's just buy this thing back.
And this was a car formerly owned by Eddie Vedder, right? By those guys.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, we were the original, I guess, Broken 60 Seconds, but yes, the two guys on Eddie Vedder were on that team.
And they work for a Chevy now, don't they, or something?
One of them does. One of them does, and one's my office mate here. So don't say anything about that.
Sorry. Yeah.
So what do you guys do for Ford?
Nothing. He's got nothing in his office there except a couple of trophies.
So I'm an engineer. I'm a vehicle dynamics engineer.
What's a vehicle dynamics engineer do?
It's like I'll say mostly it's chassis stuff, but it can be all encompassing. But I work specifically for NASCAR, and we do simulation. Provide the simulation teams run, and a lot of work on the simulators, which is pretty cool. And then we also have a kind of a manufactured test car, the wheel force transit car, that goes around and tests and gathers data that populates all the simulations and the simulators and all that. And that runs about 8 tests a year.
Now you're talking like an engineer. What's a wheel force, whatever you just said?
So there's 6 load cells per wheel, like mounted in the middle of the wheels. Mm-hmm. And basically it just turns the wheels into like a tire dyno. We can measure forces on the tires all the way around the track.
Okay.
All the OEMs have one, and we all kind of reduce the data and do whatever we do with it in our own ways. But yeah, I mean it's like the space shuttle for a NASCAR car, and it's really what gives us all the data to be able to try to make a simulator feel and act right.
So you think that's what Eddie Vedder does to make their car really fast? They just
I know what they do to make their car fast.
And he's not going to share.
Part of it's between the seat and the steering wheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. Joe, what do you do for Ford?
Well, I do a little bit of everything, but I manage the building, keep everything running so that Dave and all the guys can do their job. But I also I'm kind of like the technician too. I run we have several pieces of test equipment and whatnot, and I'll run the test equipment on the cars and parts and whatnot.
So when you guys go ChampCar racing, is it a way just to get away from the day-to-day and do something just for fun, or are you always in engineering mode?
It's probably a bit of both.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd love to say it's just for fun, but yeah, we do a lot. I mean, it ends up being just an extension of probably what we do every day, Yeah, we're always thinking of ways that whatever it is, look at timing and scoring data better, radio communications, make the car faster, whatever it is. I think we probably we probably learn what we do on our day jobs and try to duplicate it in a simpler way, maybe. For this.
So I have a friend that works right down the road from you guys. His name's Bill, might be Riley or something like that. But these guys, they are awesome at figuring out the back doors to the rules and figuring out ways to stretch those rules or interpret it a certain way, that we never thought it would be interpreted. I mean, are you guys like that?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I love it.
I'm only a month into this, and I got a full fab shop at home, and the car's sitting in the trailer getting ready to come in here.
All right, I got a question already on the internet. Little Timmy wants to know if Ford is fixing the chrome caps on their lug nuts.
No comment.
It's not just Ford. There's many vehicles out there like that those chrome caps. I think Toyota's one of them. So yeah.
And Honda.
Just put lug nuts on them. Don't make them all fancy. But that's just me. All right, so this past weekend, VIR, sunny. Oh my God, it was so sunny this weekend. and oh my God, was it so cold. It was like, I'm coming out from we stayed in Danville. It was a balmy, I think 23 degrees when we left the hotel on Saturday. We got to the Dan River and I saw 20 degrees Fahrenheit, not that C word, but we got to the track, 21 degrees,
Kelvin?
22. Kelvin. And I think I think race start time, it was still below freezing. We had a car. I'm not going to name the car, but he, I assume it was a he, going out on his outlap, put the car into the wall. Did our only wall damage a whole weekend before the race even started. So yeah, it was really cold. How bad was it out there? Who had the first stint?
Yeah,
Dave did.
Yeah. So what was that like? I mean, you've got what, 700, 800 horsepower in that Ford. So what was that like when it was 20 degrees outside and your tire pressures are at like 16 psi and like you have no traction?
Yeah, I had no idea. I was thinking about that as we're rolling around there. It's also, since I got the car, it's the first time we actually got new tires for it. So I got stickers too, and it's 29 degrees, and I'm trying to buff these things in. And the irony is, I remember at one point a couple years ago being at that race with Freddie Mercury and one of our drivers spinning it out on a pace lap, trying to buff the tires in. So I kind of remember that too. Yeah, I swerved it back and forth, and it didn't feel very bitten yet, and it got a little better. But whatever, they dropped the green, and I'm like, well, we're gonna take it easy here for a little bit. And I see Pinky's in the mirror just charging through there, and I'm like, yeah, go.
Yeah, I watched him go like almost from last place up to like first within like 3 corners. It was just not first, but it was pretty quick. I mean, that's their home track, and I think they know.
Yeah,
they know what needs to be done at whatever temperature they're at.
And I'll be honest, the tires we were running, they probably weren't going to come in fast, but I don't know. After about 10 laps, it felt okay.
Yeah, it was fun watching it from my point of view, which was exactly like here, just looking at a computer, watching you guys go around in circles. What was now your Joe, your first race ever in ChampCar was this past weekend, right?
Correct. Yeah, it was the first race in ChampCar ever, and it was my first race ever on a road race course.
So was it taking that turn 3 left? Wait, no, you do. So taking that first right-hand turn going down into 1, that was a little weird.
Well, that one wasn't bad because I wasn't really up to full speed yet after I pulled out of the pits. But ironically, I made it all the way to turn 4 before I missed the left-hander at turn 4.
Well, the left-handers, you should know what to do.
Yeah, I missed the left-hander on a track that's mostly right-handers.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a whole new experience all the way around. I have a whole new respect for anybody that goes fast on a road racing circuit. There's so much more going on than there is on an oval, because not only are you running around the other cars, and now you're trying to remember what way you got to turn as you crest over a hill. And
not left.
No.
You're talking about the same hill.
Well, yeah. Well, that one was on the first lap too. I locked the front tires and almost went straight off turn 4, and I locked the tires and almost went straight off turn 10.
Well, it's finding that balance. That's the hard part. You want the speed. You can always get the speed. Everybody can get the speed. It's in, where do I pull that speed back? And how deep can I go into that corner? And you find out real quick.
Well, when Dave and I started talking about doing this, I'm asking him about the car, and he's like, oh, it's a 2,800 pound car, and it's a stock Mustang GT engine, and it makes like 215 horsepower.
Well, he told you that lie.
and I'm sitting here thinking that the truck that I normally race here is 2,800 pounds, and it's 430 horsepower. and that's not even a whole lot of horsepower.
Yeah.
So I completely, like, to go fast around these places is not about horsepower. I mean, I was half throttle around most of the place, and there's only 2 sections where you really even opened it up.
You'd be surprised. I think once you get more seat time and more time in that car, that you'll learn. You'll be at full throttle before you know
Yeah.
Yeah.
it. It just takes time in road racing. I think.
So, how many laps did it take, or how many stints did it take before half of your stint you're going, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap?
I think after about 15 or 20 minutes into the
Okay.
first stint, I was okay, and I remembered what way I had to go after each corner and everything. Yeah, I did. I also didn't want to destroy Dave's car on the first stint too, so I was taking it easy and waving people by, and I was, once I got comfortable in the car, I was trying to. I was letting people go just so I could drop in behind them and follow
right.
them.
Yeah.
Follow them to try and learn what to do. Also, it was kind of a bummer that I only got to do the one stint because I never really intended on pushing the car as hard as it could go on my first stint. I at least wanted to wait till Sunday to break Dave's car.
Oh, you broke Dave's car?
No, Dave broke Dave's car.
Dave broke Dave's car.
It's always better when the owner breaks it.
But it's Ford tough, man. What happened?
Last time I didn't break my car, so that was another first timer. So yeah, I'm getting paid back for it.
So what happened with the car?
Well, it just started missing and running bad, and then it started puking water out the overflow.
Oh,
About 1 lap later, at a water temp of about 180. So that only means probably blown head gasket. We haven't really dove into it yet, but
right.
I wish I could show up. We have 2 plugs that we pulled out of the right side of the engine that they're completely burnt up. So and further diagnosis, I think our O2's dropped out, and it kind of went back to the base map. And with it being 42 degrees out, the old motor didn't like that.
No.
Yeah.
No. That sucks. But still, car performed well when it was out there. It looked good out there. The new driver getting some experience. And all right, so David, what did you have any? Were you guys coaching him around the track, or you just let him be?
Well, on another note, my radios didn't work, so I couldn't even coach him around the track. I know he watched a ton of video beforehand and everything, but yeah, we pretty much just let him go and have at it. So yeah, it was all. It would have been good to have another day. We could have sat back in the evening and looked at data and everything else. But,
well, video never really, because where was it we did? Oh, Calabogie went up to Canada to run at Calabogie one year, and they were saying, "Hey, watch these videos and stuff." We got to watch the videos. It's like, okay, I think I got this track, and we got there, and it's like the video does not explain how sharp turns are, or how many turns there are, or the undulations and just everything. That's hard to get out of a video. With Sims, I think you can do that, but not with a video. So what do you think, David? Did the zooms help, or the video help?
Well, I found a pretty good video. Dan Tiley driving the car a few years ago, and it looked like he was cutting some pretty good laps and whatnot. And I probably watched that for 3-4 hours over the week before the race,
right.
And the video doesn't really show the elevation changes and how quick the corners come up on you and everything. And like trying to put power down while you're going down a hill, like that was all pretty challenging.
And that's a hill, and that's Hogpen, so that's going down the roller coaster into Hogpen. You got to be really careful through there, and dance that car through there.
Yes.
Know that for experience.
Yeah, I'll tell you how good the Sims and videos are. So our first race with this car ever was VIR North in 2018, and I think I was the last driver to get in the car. There were 4 of us at the time. We just decided to run hour stints that day just to get everybody in. It took me 3 laps, and I stuffed the entire wall in a roller coaster.
It's hard. Yeah.
And I pulled the thing in on the pit road because I honestly thought I ripped the whole right front off the thing. And all they do is sit there and take pictures of me. It was this part all destroyed. This whole side smashed in. They got me, and they play it every year like at a Christmas party, just to let it dig in.
That's hilarious.
So when you're brand new in a car and brand new in a track, that's a great opportunity to take a little bit of sim time and at least learn the corners and which way they go and how quick they come up. Did you guys try to take advantage of that?
No, I'm not allowed to play on the simulator, so.
Is it one of those high-end ones, or it's just a steering wheel attached to a desk?
It can be anything. Any and all. How about that?
Oh.
I will say, though, in 2018, I probably did a bunch on the sim beforehand. And what I learned was there's no water patches in roller coaster on the simulator. And when you hit them, you hit the tire wall real fast.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that rain just flows right off there. So I heard a little bit of news. They're going to be moving in the right-hand fencing closer to the track going down the hill there. So to make room for more motorhome storage or, scene, for the big races. So I thought that was going to be interesting because I don't know how many times I've seen cars go way out there.
Where is this going to be, Bill?
At VIR.
But no, which part of the track?
Coming down roller coaster. So they're going to move the fencing closer to the track. When I was told that, I thought, well, wait, are they going to do it via, like Ozarks? Because the FIA wants fencing right up against the track. And they said, oh, no, they're just going to, it's going to be just out a bit more so they can fit more motorhomes down in there. So that's still not kind of good. Doesn't
well, look at the bright side. I can't get as much momentum before I hit the tire wall there.
That's true, because you get into that wet grass and the cars tend to fly through there, literally. I may have got Troy's car airborne in that point at one point, long time ago. Hopefully he's not listening, or hopefully he never watched the video. So yeah.
So what's up next for you guys? Where are you guys headed to next with the car?
I don't know. We kind of been talking about Road Atlanta, but I think we're in wait and see mode.
Well, they got to see what's wrong with the car,
right?
The engine.
So. Joe just told me he's got a hotel already booked down there. Come on.
Well, yeah.
I'm not. He's ready to go.
I mean, I'm ready to go. It's kind of up to Dave. I mean, I guess the car is in my trailer still, though. So,
yeah. So you could just take that little F-150 out there and race that.
Yeah, I mean, we could pop the motor out of that. Ray probably wouldn't like it, but it'll bolt right in that Mustang.
Points?
Oh yeah.
How many points would that be?
Just put the engine, those the little covers they put over the engines to protect pedestrians. Just put that over the top of it to hide all the good stuff.
Yeah, nobody will know.
Yeah. Just tell them you got a vacuum leak. That's why it's idling like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's too funny.
I've heard the vacuum leak so many times. Yeah, it doesn't have cams. It's just a vacuum leak.
Yeah, I guess we got to rip this thing apart before Christmas to figure out what's wrong with it. Hopefully, it's not too bad. And recruit some of our one or two of the other younger guys. That's a 14 hour, so it's just hard to run back to back to back. Try to get one or two others to come down and do that one, and we can do it.
So what are your trophies back there for?
I don't know what they're certainly not mine. They're probably either some Freddie Mercury or Eddie Vedder D-class trophies that they've won over the years that they've just graciously donated to me.
They just left it in your office.
Yeah, I just collect everybody else. I don't want it myself.
Yeah, this is the trophy collection that we use for future trophies. So I'm kidding. All right. So, any cool stuff any cool stories from the racetrack Saturday? Because you guys only lasted Saturday,
Hmm. Well, I don't know. I'm trying to think of one.
right? All right. There's another one. How about any crazy trailering stories to events?
Oh,
I know
Everybody
where you're
has
going with this.
I think this is a premeditated question.
Are you talking about let's see, AMP 2022?
Oh, I as soon as you started laughing, I remembered it was you.
the
It
ironic.
wasn't me driving that now.
Well, no, but it was your car. So what happened? So event's over. Everybody's leaving. I think I have the minivan, and I'm headed off to SEMA, and which is the following weekend. And I pull out, and it's raining. I think it was raining. Yeah, it had to have been raining, or it had
It was
rained.
raining.
Yeah, and I pull out of the gate, and there's a trailer like attached to a truck, and it's not exactly in the road. So what happened there?
Well, back up. I remember you walking by about Friday night,
Yeah.
and we had the truck more ripped apart than the race car at that time.
Oh, that's right.
Putting rear brakes on it, putting a master cylinder in it, and such and such. Trying to get the brakes a little better on that thing. And I was the one that had to take the thing out and get gas, every day for. And let me tell you, the pedal was still. I'm not driving that. Anyway, yeah, I think a little miscommunication between only the front brakes may have worked, and maybe didn't grab the trailer brakes fast enough, and it was raining.
Oh, you were using the trailer brakes to slow the back of the truck down.
That was quite it. So it pushed itself right off in the ditch.
Yeah.
That was quite a time. We what else happened in that one? The right front tire deflated. We had to use some map cleaner and a lighter to rebead that thing and fill it up. We had to pull the bumper out to get the thing home. It was quite that was about the worst weekend, like the most exhausting weekend. Prior to that, we'd also changed the transmission in the car in the middle of the day Sunday, just to go out and run some more laps. So it was quite fun.
Yeah.
Fun. In quotes.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Joe, you got any cool little racing stories there? Because not only with ChampCar, but other series as well. Or has everything just gone perfect?
I mean, I've literally raced probably minimum 15 weekends a year for whatever, like the last 30 years. So my life pretty much revolves around racing. I could probably think up all kinds of stories, but I tell you what though, at VIR at one point during my run there, the two RVA cars passed me at the top of the hill before the roller coaster. And I think I kind of cut both of them off because one came up my right side, the other one came up my left side. And I pushed the one off in the grass, and he never even slowed down or lost position or nothing. He just kept on going.
Kept going.
And I mean, that was cool to see somebody that could drive a car through the grass and just like not even slow down.
Probably Austin in that car then. Yeah.
Was it Austin?
I think it was Austin. Yeah.
I don't know anybody, but that was impressive, and I apologize to those guys for.
Yeah.
I kind of cut both of them off, trying to give the other one room. So, but that was pretty cool.
Joe, you're being humble. You're the 2020 truck champion at Hickory Motor Speedway.
Oh, wait a second.
And there's no hardcore circle track in North Carolina. That's no small feat, man.
Well, that was that was kind of cool to be able to win a championship there, and I've still been racing there. We won a race last year there, and I think we finished like 4th or 5th in the point standings this year.
Okay.
But I missed the last couple of races though from a car accident that I got in about 3 months ago. But yeah, I mean, circle track racing, we've been to some, I think the last time I counted, I've been to 58 different circle tracks all across the eastern half of the country. We've been to some cool places like Nashville Super Speedway, the Milwaukee Mile,
Oh, my hometown.
in Indianapolis Raceway Park. You know, I mean, if there's a paved oval track east of the Mississippi, I probably have ran there.
All right, so first off, thank you for calling IRP the proper name. None of this Lucas Oil, blah, blah, blah BS.
Yeah, no, I go back to what it's supposed to be called.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
But, the one appealing thing to me about ChampCar is the venues that you all go to. I mean, before we even made it to VIR, I was already talking to Dave about, Daytona, Sebring, Watkins Glen, Road America, Road Atlanta. I mean, these are some pretty historical racetracks that you all go to, and to me, it's that's what my interest is all about, is the venues that you're going to.
All right. So, what would you think? And this is something I've kind of tossed out there since April Fool's. I forget what year it was, but Bristol or Martinsville? Which would you rather have an endurance race at?
Oh, Bristol.
I tell you what,
I'm not talking to you, Brian.
Okay.
I tell you what, I specifically went to Martinsville about a month or so ago to watch the Mazda MX-5 cars run there.
How cool is that?
And those guys put on one of the best races that I've ever seen at Martinsville.
Oh, wow.
So I don't know. I think either one would be a good place, but if you guys want to do an oval, I'll definitely be at that one.
You aren't the only one.
Yeah.
I forget what year it was. I want to say it was 2018, the first year of ChampCar. And I posted up a April Fool's joke about, Mike Chiswick had just announced, we just finalized stuff for a race at Martinsville, and the internet went nuts. I mean, it was crazy. Guys were building cars as they were typing. That's how crazy it was. I'm like, no, April Fool's.
Every year, I just pray that
I forgot to tell Mike about it, by the way. Yeah. He started getting phone calls.
Every year, I pray that the ChampCar check is cleared before we get to April 1st, because if it hasn't and Bill says something stupid, I'm like, I'm never getting paid.
Yeah, never getting paid. Yeah.
I love it.
So,
Dave, what's this? It says here, it's 1970. It says Chevy Nose. Should that say Nova?
Yeah, I might say Nova. Yeah, that's my. That's really my dad's car, but yeah, that's what I grew up. He's owned that thing for 53 years now or something. It's always been a drag car, and I never touched the thing for years and years and years. And I guess it was like 2021, 2022. One of the other guys here told me to take his Vega up to Mooresville Dragway here, close in Charlotte, and I ran it. And my dad's like, "You don't have a license to run that thing. You need to get your license." Blah 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 blah. And so I went to school and I got the whole my drag racing license. And
nice.
Then the one thing he'd always want to go to these bigger races, and I'd always say, why don't you take the car and go race? Like the Gator Nationals and down in Florida in the springtime or something like that. Oh no, I'll just take the motorhome up and hang out in the pits. And it turns out like parking the motorhome there is more expensive than just like going to race. And one of the races, it's so competitive. And and so when he's like, "Do you want to try running the car one time?" I'm like, "Yes." And we're going to one of these races that are so competitive. He's like, "You've got to be kidding me!" And anyway, we the first race I went to the semifinals that week, and then the next year I think the second race he brought it down to Mooresville to a big race and won that one. That was cool. And I guess I was beating ex-world champions in the class, and I didn't even know who they were.
Yeah.
This year I guess I did okay. I think I only ran 3 drag races, three events this year, but runner up at one of them. But yeah, we do that too. That's just kind of, I don't know. at this point, it's like the best way we get together is just like a race.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
Bill, that's one of the things I like about ChampCar. In SCCA, we don't get a lot of folks from other disciplines. The people we get are mostly road racing centric. They've come up with but we've talked to lots of people with ChampCar who've got circle track backgrounds, who've got a rally background, who've got drag racing background, and for some reason y'all attract just about everybody, and I think that's pretty cool.
I think a lot is the seat time.
Right.
You just get to sit in that car. I mean, you do some of these sprint races. It's hard to get good in a sprint race.
Yes.
I think. And it's, with the circle track stuff, you're in the car a little longer. I mean, the longer races, what's the longest race you run, David?
Joe?
Or Joe, sorry. Joe.
Oh, well, so not all circle track racing is like a NASCAR Cup race,
right?
Like an average race for us at Hickory Motor Speedway, like an average Saturday night race is only 35 laps for us.
Okay.
And if we can do that without any yellow flags, that's about 14 minutes, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's not that long. But you do get a lot of time in road racing where you're sitting behind that car for the 2 hours, which is what?
Yeah. Well,
NASCAR race.
I think I made it an hour and 43 minutes or something like that, and
That's pretty good for 600 horsepower.
Well, I actually had to pit though. I had to pit because like my left arm spazzed out, it spazzed out and cramped up, and I couldn't even grab a hold of the steering wheel. So I'm like, I guess it's time to get out.
I did that once, the death grip on the wheel.
Yeah.
Hickory's what? Not a half mile, right? Was it 3/8?
It's just under a half a mile.
Okay, just under a half. Okay.
Hey, what's that racetrack down the road from you guys where they have all the fights? It's like a high school football field.
Oh, Bowman Gray?
Bowman Gray?
Bowman Gray.
Yeah, Bowman Gray.
You race there?
I've never raced there, no. I don't have any. They don't race trucks at that track, so
okay.
I've never been there.
Is it paved?
Yeah, it's pavement.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Yeah.
Like South Boston, you race there at South Boston, right? Every now and then, I think.
Yeah, they do them every now and then. I haven't made it to that one yet. That's probably one of the few that I haven't been to.
Nice. So, Road Atlanta next year, how many, obviously, depending if the car's put together, you going to hit any of those other big bucket lists? Going to hit Daytona or any of those?
That's all. Once we get past the winter months here, though, it kind of, our Dave and my work schedules, are kind of determine when and where we're able to go, I guess.
But you don't work with race teams, right? Or is it you're more of the? You were at Ford Performance. What does Ford Performance do?
We just support the race teams. But
okay.
Some of it depends on the like I go with the test car and the test schedule. Like this year, Eddie Vedder wanted me to come up and crew form at Watkins Glen over late May, and I had a test in Iowa Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, immediately following that, and just knowing being at both places this year, they're the two worst places to try to travel in and out of and be on time, and I just knew that wasn't going to work. But Joe's talking about it like for this year, I don't think we have right now. We don't have a test scheduled anytime around there, so there's a possibility,
Very cool.
Do you work for specific teams, or is it just you test parts out for all the Ford teams?
We pretty much support all the Ford teams.
Oh, okay.
At times we're assigned for specific people, but a lot of the stuff I'm doing now is kind of for the greater good.
Is it less work because there's not a new car being developed at the moment? So is it working on specific? I don't know how much you can tell us. I'm sure there's super stealthy secret stuff you can't tell
listening.
us. Oh, exactly. It's just you and me until I put it on Twitter and say, "Hey, look what these guys said." No. Is there development still going on, or what are the teams asking for?
Oh, there's always development going on.
Okay.
I mean, it's only less work because it's December, and that tends to be the late part of the season. January starts ramping in a little bit, and then once February hits,
Sure.
it's full bore again.
Oh my God, it's like our schedule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it's and that's why sometimes I have to when it's easy in January to say, oh, let's run 8 races, and then I realize how it meshes with the NASCAR schedule. I'm like, wait, back up here. Yeah, it can get tough, but I'll be honest, like it's a little probably easier on our side than if you're directly working with a team, or
Sure.
if you work with
Yeah. So we should do more Wednesday races.
Yeah, I mean, well, depending on when they are. I mean, I might have Wednesday test too.
Yeah, I would think a lot of the
They
times.
work out pretty good how they are.
A lot of times when you're at the track, it's on test days during the week, right?
Yeah, myself, that's the case. And I used to travel, and really, actually, probably a lot of the reason I didn't get into this earlier is I used to travel all the races. You know, I supported the Xfinity Series for
Sure.
a while for us, and so you're gone 32 weekends a year or whatever.
Yeah.
And really, if you got an off weekend, you're not going to do this, right? But now it's been nice. Now I've been able to stay. I really don't support the weekend races. A couple tests a year. It's fun to get out and go to these. You still get we had test at Watkins Glen last year. We had test at Sonoma. It's still fun being able to go back and see some of these places. Maybe a little more relaxed schedule.
It's funny. People come up to me, ask me, "Why aren't you racing anymore?" Because,
Well,
8 hours a day, 7 days a week.
and people who watch from home are like, man, it'd be great to be on the road go to all these races, 36 races, 38 races a year. I did last 2 years. I think I did 18 weekends, 19 weekends. I got to November and I was like, I need a friggin' nap. It is exhausting being on the road. It's fun. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't trade it for anything, but it's not an easy life being away from your family and doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely a young man's game in some sense there. I mean, it's great when you're young, and as you get older, it gets a little tougher. For sure.
Oh, just wait.
It's still nice to be able to go back, and that's one of the cool things about this is you can still go to some of these places and reminisce about something you did back years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stepped back when my kid was growing up, and they're 19 now, so now I can go and travel again. So it's like a rejuvenation of my youth. So my youth.
I've been doing this 2018. I don't know. I lost track. I think I'm up to
That's just 'cause
500
you're old,
races
Bill.
now. So yeah. Well,
Memory
full
goes.
time with ChampCar. So I counted it up last year. I was close to 500 races. So
Wow. Very cool.
So. All right, gentlemen. Any sponsors out there you want to thank?
I don't know. Talk to Joe. He seems to be my PR sponsor guy now.
yeah. We did get a sponsor check in the mail this morning from J&R Supply, so we'll have them on the car at the next race.
Too cool.
So
thank you, J&R Supply, for your support.
Yep.
Very nice. Very nice. All right, guys. Thanks a bunch. Enjoy. I don't think we gave him the directions, Bill. When we're done, you guys can just leave the meeting, and Bill and I'll keep rambling on for a little bit.
We got a few things we got to talk about.
All right. Well, appreciate y'all having us on.
All right. Thank you.
All right, guys. Take care.
Guys. And thanks for the in-car coverage. Sorry we couldn't keep it out there longer, but
that's all right.
A lot of time this weekend.
All right.
Cool. Thanks, guys.
Take care, gentlemen.
All right.
All right, Bill. What else we got going on here?
I sent out an email this morning. Andrea and I will be putting on a ChampCar's driver and crew Zoom meeting to discuss the most effective use of Motorsports Reg. We're seeing teams sign up for events, and we want to make sure you guys are doing it correctly so that this team thing works perfect. Andrea's the go-to person on all this stuff, so I know we had some people that have not done it right. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. But we just want to steer people in the right way so that when we do open up VIR next week in Harris Hill and NCM and Daytona and Watkins Glen and all these other tracks coming up, that you guys are doing it right, that we don't have to have you go back in and do it again. So we want you to register once, and that's it. So yeah, when is that? Thursday, December 5th. That's the 5th, right? Yeah, December 5th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. We have a Zoom meeting. Everybody should have got an email. If you didn't get an email, we've got it posted on the socials, or you can just email me and I'll send you the link. Just join the Zoom meeting and we'll walk you through. You can ask questions, how to do it. We'll show you the process of setting up your team. There is one thing that Rob and I are still working on, is the tech part. We thought we had the tech part sorted. Troy had made up some stuff. Ultimately, that didn't work exactly the way we wanted it to with Motorsports Reg. So we had to scrap that, even though a couple of teams had already done their tech through it. But we're going to use a hybrid way of doing it through the current ChampCar tech system. It works. It's just going to add a little bit of work for us.
What time is that meeting?
Meeting is at 7:30 p.m. on Thursday.
Eastern time.
December 5th. Eastern time, correct. And the Zoom meeting is, you should have got an email about it. If you didn't get an email, pop me a message or email and I'll send you the link to it. I believe we had like 80 people signed up. They said they'd show up to it. That may be more by tomorrow morning.
And we've got the info in the scroll here at the bottom now.
Cool.
I'd have put it there earlier if I'd known about it.
Nah, that's all right. I was working up until the point it's like, oh crap, quarter till. I need to get in on. Yeah. So, yeah, we're gonna do that. We got Sebring coming up, 94 cars, I believe, and we have a couple more that are waiting to get in. And I think the sellout on that one is 100.
Yep, that's what it was last
pretty
year.
Close. Yeah. I think last year was 94. I think we were at, when I look at the numbers, I've been tracking numbers.
No, but I think the sellout point, I remember you telling us, was 100.
Yeah.
So,
and I think we hit that, and we had a couple of cars blowed up during the test day. So still got a test day going on for that. So yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. Got bringing down extra staff for this event with all the people we have. So got them all sorted out today. And what else going on? And Road Atlanta is open for sale right now. Again, it's we're going to get folks signed up on that. Oh yeah, so just wanted to let you guys know, I think I talked about it last week, was next year, 2025, and including Sebring, because it is a Sebring rule, we have no shorts on pit lane. So you have to, once you go behind the wall that separates the paddock to pit lane, you have to have pants on. So no more of those undies.
So is that over the wall onto pit lane, or is it anywhere in the hot pits?
At Sebring, it's anywhere in the pits, anywhere back there. If it's like once you get through that tunnel and you're on the cold side, hot side, whatever pit lane, it's pants only.
Yeah, and for years that was the rule everywhere.
Yeah, with ChampCar we allowed shorts and stuff, but most tracks now are cutting down on that. And it's to the point where Chiswick said, it's easier with us. It's easier just make one rule every track. And just like the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit down pit lane, same thing. Everybody's going to be pants. Our staff is going to be doing the same way. Lead by example. So
it's just safer.
Yeah, I believe that too. So
yeah.
So yeah, that's a big thing. And there's a few other things we're working on right now. So
all right.
To keep things safe, we had a fire at AMP with a car. So I know that the tech guys are looking at things to give to the board to help protect some of our racers when they're fueling. So we'll see where that gets. And
sure.
And, yeah. Anything else? Oh, there's a lot of stuff. We've been working overtime out here, getting ready for 2025 and continuing to put together 2024.
We should do a show on.
She sent out the pit lane request to the folks at Sebring. So check your emails. I think that went out yesterday, and get that information back to her, and she'll start assigning pit lanes here soon. And yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right.
Paul will be headed back down there. He'll be doing the show from the tower. We're all going to be up on the full floor this year, and working at normally, or Brian, we're third floor.
I can never remember which floor was which, and I'm there.
Top floor is the best because you can see. Yeah, you can see more. You got more windows. They have a refrigerator and all kinds of snacks up there. So that's kind of where we head.
Nice.
So what's going on in your life, Brian? What's the SCCA world like out there?
Just getting ready for. I've been asked back to do the Super Tour announce stuff this year.
Sweet.
And we're getting ready for, we call it winter vacation. So it starts in Homestead the weekend after New Year's, and I'll be broadcasting that, I think. And then right from there, they go to Sebring, and we do our first Super Tour of the year. And then I'm real excited, Bill. We've got a brand new racetrack out here at Buttonwillow. It's called the Circuit at Buttonwillow. And it debuts in January for the first race, and then the Hoosier Racing Tire Super Tour will hold its Buttonwillow race this year on the new track at the Circuit. So this thing's been 10 years in the making. A fight with an environmental group to get it done, but it's ready to go. And
is it just more track they put in?
No, it's
a new track.
It's a second track, so it will be two complete separate racetracks. So you could have two races going on at the exact same time with two separate organizations. And this one's got some elevation change and some banked corners, and it is going to be a hoot. So,
have they had any races on it yet?
Nope.
Nope. No fast laps?
Nope. Well, I don't know if anybody hasn't gone out just, to sight in, flag stations and that kind of stuff. But there's been no test sessions. There's been nothing official. The first test session, as I understand, it's going to be the Friday before our January race. And the agreement when they decided, because the club owns the track, so the plan was that the club gets to race on the track for the first time. So that's the January race. So cannot wait. It's going to be fun.
Oh, yeah. I want to thank everybody that participated in the VIR race this past weekend. Thank you, thank you, thank you for not tearing up their track.
Good.
You guys did awesome. They really liked the way that we handled penalties. How we handled you guys doing 4 offs, spilling fuel. And that's going to take place at every race now. So you start spilling fuel on the track, it's instant calling you in. You're going to get those fixed before you go out. 4 offs will be penalized. It's 1 4 off, either a spin or you go off into the weeds. Spinning and staying on track is not penalized as long as you don't take anybody else out. But if you go off track, it's your team will get a talking to and say, hey, he's got one more chance out there, so have him pull it back a bit. Second one, we bring you down pit lane and we talk to you at black flag just to make sure you're okay, and maybe give you a second to think about the track a bit, and then we send you on your way. You do it a third time, you're getting out of the car for that stint. 4th time, you're out for the day. So it's it's working, and we're really proud of you guys. Thank you.
Cool.
And our track damage for the weekend was nothing, really. It was we had a guy take out a tire bundle, and one team took out 2 what do you call those? Brake markers. So nothing. Yeah, great. But we want it at 0. That's the best way to do it. 0. But yeah, Sebring, same thing. Stay on the track, use the track, and just be safe out there.
There you go.
Yeah, it'll be good.
Awesome.
Are we over? No, we got 5 minutes, man.
We do.
I'm getting my money out of you.
I could sing. I could do a dance.
Yeah.
What do you want?
So we're getting ready for the 2025 season. I got the new tech decal sitting over there. We've got all our helmet inspection stickers. Everybody's going to get those free in 2025, by the way.
Cool. Did you do? I saw you were going to do some sort of a mountain bike thing at VIR. Did that thing happen?
No, no. My little buddy got sick, so he couldn't go, and then I got held up by doing other stuff. And by the time I left here, it was like 8:30. So I didn't arrive to the track until probably 10.
Got it.
So yeah, it was just I put a note up saying I can't make it.
Okay.
There was just too much. I try to plan these. My wife says, "Why are you doing that? You're not going to do it. You're not going to have time." So
Your wife knows you
yeah.
too well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Too well. But
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Huh?
Did you have a good Thanksgiving?
Yeah, it was good. The kids came by. My daughter came by. Mother-in-law stepped over from next door, and we had a good dinner. And it was good. So always good.
Nice.
Yeah, my son went to some foreign land and had a little vacation over there for Thanksgiving. So we were all living vicariously through his beach time. So wherever he was, some island out in the Caribbean. So
Nice.
yeah. So yeah, good to see the winners from this past weekend. Huggins took the first day, and it was a fight. There was some really good racing going on, and back and forth, and it could have been anybody's race. RVA Graphics, I swear, RVA Graphics pulled back on the second race just to see if Huggins would continue on and maybe give him a few more laps the next day for winning. But no, they just stayed even with each other. So we joked about that later. It's like, I always thought with Troy, would he, if I was in front of him and was going to beat him, would he have pulled back so far, to try to make me get even more laps? Stopped maybe in pit lane. And no, Troy wouldn't do that. And then I thought, yeah, he would.
Yes, he would.
That would be funny because I'd probably do the same to him. Hey guys, there's a wobble up front. Can you check it out?
Oh,
So, no.
too funny.
But yeah, it was fun. And Parch Badger did awesome this weekend. Doing, there's a lot of good racing going on. I know it's going to be the same at VIR or at Sebring coming up. So
yeah.
All right, I think that's it, man.
Yep. Frank Simba's on the chat. Thank you, Frank. John Wittenauer says NCM Test Day registration is live on Motorsports Reg. $500.
Yep.
Timothy Elliott's with us. Thanks everybody. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving. And we'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Oh, the Motorsports Reg part, that's on NCM's webpage.
Right.
So
right.
Once I get all the subs built and understand how this stuff, put all those links up there, and we'll have them up on the schedule page as well, so that they will link directly to the NCM test day. So
all
any test days that are not ChampCar, we'll put them on there as well. So,
very cool.
All right.
Are we done?
I think we are good to go.
All right. That's going to do
See you
it.
next week, man.
Absolutely. That's going to do it for another episode of Inside ChampCar. Like what you heard? Subscribe to the podcast. You won't miss any episodes. It would also be great if you share it on your social media channels. Comment on the ChampCar Facebook page. New episodes every week. He is Bill Strong. I'm Brian Bielanski. Have yourself a great weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. And go play with cars.